Hey my friend, this is Joe Bakhmoutski. I am the founder of Power to Be Happy and the author of Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in a challenging world of today. Listen, today we're talking about how to forge even stronger bonds with people in your life. How to create a greater connection with people that you ultimately care about, which is your spouse, which is your friends, your workmates, people in your community, your children, right? Because listen, you love them, but sometimes they just drive you insane, don't they? So we're going to talk about how to build like a greater sense of connection. It really gives you more joy and happiness in your daily life. And I would really define that sense of connection, that sense of having a close bond with someone, is as the feeling of joy, of being celebrated for who you are and experiencing that in return. This feeling, it's really the joy of being celebrated for your true, authentic self, being truly heard and experiencing that in return. So it really is something that goes in both directions, right? It goes both ways. We have to be able to give that feeling to others, but we also have to be able to receive it and to be open to getting that feeling. And sometimes it's hard, right? Because we all have so many things going on and we don't want to be a burden, but it's crucial to find ways to open up and also to give just without reserve. And the way that we really give that is by listening. And I truly believe that listening is a true art form. Because when you listen to someone, when you listen to their troubles, when you listen to what is going on for them right now, you actually give validation to their experience. You somehow make it more valid. It's kind of like you've seen a reflection of your true self in the mirror. Because listen, when was the last time that someone sat down with you and they had all the time in the world for you, and they truly listened, hanging on to your every word, and they gave you full and undivided attention, and you felt like you could talk about anything, and you know, they asked relevant questions and they followed up, and you felt like you felt on top of the world, and it just flowed, and like you felt so free. And you know, and after it was done, you felt refreshed. You felt like you've achieved something. You've achieved something that was truly positive today. And it's like something felt right in the world today. Sometimes it's a feeling that we don't experience enough. But when you listen, when you truly listen, when you give someone that presence, your time, your energy, you give them undivided attention, you put the spotlight on them. That, my friend, is an incredible and rare gift. And we don't experience it often enough. You know, listen, when it happened to me, I truly remember this particular time when I was in the hospital and I was going through chemotherapy for my cancer. And I remember I was feeling so down and so angry and so frustrated and lonely. As well, I felt lonely. And there was this one time when, you know, an old friend came over and she just sat with me and you know, she just kind of gave me the room to express myself, to just talk. You know, there was no expectations. I didn't have to say the right thing. I didn't have to do the right thing. I could just vent. I could just say whatever it is that I liked. And it was beautiful. And I really felt that that was a gift that she gave me at that time that I truly needed. And after that, I felt refreshed, and I felt like there was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And I think this is what it comes down to to be able to listen, you gotta be present. You gotta give someone space to say whatever it is that they wanna say. And it just gives them the freedom to express themselves. And then you ask follow-up questions, which is natural, right? But when you're interested in someone, when you truly want to know what's going on in their life, you're gonna ask them questions, meaningful questions, because you want to know, right? And then this gives them an opportunity to really be themselves in whatever way is significant and meaningful to them. In whatever way they feel, they feel acknowledged, and by doing so, you really acknowledge their presence in your life and what they do in the world. But listen, this is also true for people who maybe shy or like to keep to themselves, because sometimes I really wonder, is it that those people are really truly reserved? Or maybe they never got the chance to be truly heard. Maybe nobody has truly listened. Maybe the reason why they never really talked about themselves is because nobody's really bothered to ask. And I think sometimes the reality is as simple as that. And it's kind of sad, but that's how it is. And sometimes giving people space and an opportunity to speak and to express themselves is all they're looking for in their life right now. But we've talked about both directions. This is given, and given through listening. But it's also about receiving, right? It's also be able to get that support and love and acknowledgement. And this joy of celebration of who you are is being able to accept that in return. And sometimes it's just about being open to people stepping up for you and trying to do their best and trying to be there for you in a meaningful way. And sometimes that might not come out the right way. Sometimes people do things for you, or try to do the right thing for you, even if they don't know what that is. So it's crucial to sometimes to direct them to meaningful action, to direct them into how they can support you in a meaningful way. Because it's true, I believe that most people want to be there for you, and they want to listen, and they want to be present in your life, but sometimes they just don't know how. So we kind of have to guide them, And this comes from really being able to spell that out and being really clear, whether that's just in person and saying, listen, I'd love if you do this for me. I'd love if you would give me some space. Or I'd love it if we catch up and do this. Or, or maybe sending out an email, to people if you are in a place where you need help or support, and saying, hey, listen, these are the things that we need help with right now. I would really appreciate it. If you feel like giving us help with any of that, well, send us a reply and put your hand up and volunteer for something that you want to help with. So this is critical, because you end up directing people to meaningful action so that they can be really present in your life and support you and be there for you and to really celebrate you in return. Because we all go through challenges, right? We all go through times of confusion and times when we lose confidence and we start doubting ourselves. And that's when it's so important to not only give that to other people and to give this joy of being celebrated of who they are, but to also to receive that in return and to be really clear about what that is for you, or how you want to be, how they can be there for you, how they can support you, how they can listen. So it's crucial to allow other people to be there for you, because that is what creates the balance, in your life that you're looking for. And that is what ultimately creates stronger bonds with people around you and creates this sense of connection that really gives you the joy of being celebrated for who you are, and then experiencing that in return. My name is Joe Bakhmoutski. Thanks so much for being here. I'll talk to you next time.